The fuck you got?
Well, I'm fresh off. I'm on my vacation right now, fellers. Just got done a 3-day camping excursion, then just straight up to Hershey Park and back today to make sure I was here to do this bullshit with you motherfuckers.
So you camped at Hershey Park illegally? That's wild, man.
No, so I camped out on the Super Duper Looper. I just took over the back seat.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just all I did. Back's fucking killing me.
Right.
Say that much. No, we went up to Yogi Bear's Jellystone National Park. That's a place.
Uh-huh.
It's a thing. And we did that. And then on the way home, we went to the Strasburg Railroad, the oldest running steam engine rail line in the country. I think it was put up in like 1812 or some shit like that. So we did that. But here's the thing. We get on there, right? And I always find the open air car, when you start out, it's the first car. And then you got the engine right in front of you. But when you get to the end of the line, they take it back around to the front, latch it into the train. And now it's the caboose. And you see the whole everything right there. And there's a platform you can stand on. And these dickbag AV Club snot-sucking ass rags decided they were going to commandeer the entire caboose area. And I got my 7-year-old. And we're on there, and he leans up to me. He's like, Daddy, are we going to be able to go back there? And I just looked at him. I said, yeah, son, we're going to make our way back there. And when the conductor came by to check our tickets, this is where you guys come in. Am I a dick or am I not a dick? He checks my tickets, and I snapped my fingers at him like, Garçon. I was like, hey. You know that's a problem, right? And he looked back at him. He looked back at me. I was like, uh-huh. It's going to be a problem. You know that. And then he took about 5 seconds to mull it over in his head, slightly rolled his eyes, and then he went to the AV Club. And I don't know what he said to him, but whenever I finally stood up to walk back there, they all went, out of the way, everyone. Let them through. Let them through. My kid doesn't care. He got to go back.
Why does it got to be AV Club, though? Why does it have to be? What are these motherfuckers with cameras and little nimble sticks for their cell phones?
Wes takes personal offense to that.
I
think
do
he does as well.
I do. Well,
okay.
I do because I used to teach television production at a high school, so I think just by proxy, there wasn't an AV club, there was a TV club, but same difference. Ugly cousin.
It's a weird way to say you had a minion, like a fucking union of fucking nerd minions. Like that's all you just said. I had a fancier way.
I had a job. All right, I had a job to do.
Yeah, I guess.
For $33,000 a year, bro. Don't you forget it.
The guy at my high school had a job running the school TV show too. It wasn't much.
Let me just tell you, these cats, I'm going to give you a quick breakdown of what these fellers looked like. They were probably like freshmen, sophomores in college. Okay. Every one of them had a 5-foot tripod with a camera attached to the top of it. There was 15 of them. They lined the entire back end with all these tripods and cameras. They looked like somebody had taken the fashion of the 60s and then the grunge fashion of the 90s and decided to blend that together in a washing machine somewhere and throw it all on before they got out of the house. Not a single one of them was in, no matter what body type they had, not a one of them could have run 30 yards without fucking like dying in a pool of sweat and like evaporated lung juice. They were just, I don't know. I'm not trying to judge them, but the captain of their clan had a General Burnside facial feature with, he had the mustache and the sideburns linked up to his old, his hair, which he did have a full head of hair. He was probably about, I'm going to say about 325, and he had a Star Trek badge attached to his shirt. Ooh. Like he was the sheriff of the 23rd century. And I am such a cocksmoker, I figured if I got into a verbal altercation with him, I should probably know what rank to insult him at. Yeah. He was an admiral, and I was going to go with Admiral Ice Cream.
Dude, I liked how in that whole rant, you're like, I'm not trying to judge him, but prior to that, you gave us like a paragraph's worth of visual aid, which was none too kind of these people. Alan, you heard that too, right? I heard 60s and 90s grunge means that they can't run 35 yards. I heard burn victims.
Yeah.
You didn't say
honestly, I'm a little more Like, I thought it was gonna like it started off like it might be a cool story, and then I kind of lost a little respect for you because like, why are you telling an attendant to go tell some fucking 15-year-old nerds to beat it? Just get up and tell the fucking nerds to beat it.
Okay,
you're a grown ass man. Like,
you're correct. I'm not going to argue with you, and I'll tell you the reason. Her name's Maria, and she was sitting there staring at my face as I was getting Wes has seen this. When I start to brew and stew, I get a fucking. I'm going to go call him. Hey, Admiral Ice Cream, can you get your fucking Trojan fucking army out the way with your fucking AV twatness?
Fine.
Yeah. So I figured I'd take the more, diplomatic approach.
Every time I talk to people about scenarios like this, I realize how fucking cool my wife is. That's all I got.
And that's fair.
She'd be like, go tell those nerds to beat it. And I'd be like, yep, you got it. Fuck yeah, let's do this.
Well, next time you're up at this railroad stop in PA, take that. Did you ever consider they were just gathering content? They had a job to do.
I was going to say they probably stood back there because it's the place they could keep those 5-foot tripods with cameras on them out of everyone else's way. And then Murr was like, fucking nerds.
You're kind of right. But they were obnoxious too. They were being loud and they were cussing, high volume. They didn't even take seats, which was great and terrible because they all started panicking like, oh, all the seats are taken now. It's like, yeah, because you guys never fucking sat down. But then it was, now they have to stand here because there's nowhere for them to sit now. So they fucked everything up. They fucked all this stuff up. I'll tell you what, though. We did go out there, and apparently they had other legions, like, following the train on the parallel roads, and they were stopping at every intersection and getting video of that, too. And I actually started cheering them on because they're like, do you think they'll make it to the next intersection before we do? And I'm like, now I'm interested. Now it's a game. And I'm like, yeah, doing fucking fist bumping with them and shit. But no, I wanted my kid to have his experience. I get what you're saying, Wes. Maybe they had a job to do. Well, my job is to give my son a fucking memory to take home with him. And when these twat rags decide they're going to go get their they paid for the same tickets I did. Mm-hmm. Why do they get the fucking commandeer the caboose?
You're right. And
probably the only caboose they've ever commandeered in their whole fucking lives.
Yeah.
Here's a question. Does your kid love trains?
I mean, as much as any 7-year-old, sure.
Oh, so not at all. Got it.
Alan, he literally leaned to my ear and whispered, am I going to get to go back there?
Well, yeah, once I'm there, I want to go back to, yes, that makes perfect sense. I just meant, like, was this a thing where you, like, I'm going to fucking blow his mind. I'm going to take him to this first, like, the oldest steam engine. And,
okay.
I mean, it was just kind of random.
From the time he was 3 years old, we've gone every year, and every summer he asks, are we going to ride the train this year? And I say, yes, child of my loins, we shall ride the Strasbourg Railroad.
I like it.
Yes, my delicate caboose lover. We're going to go back there and enjoy this. AV club or not.
I don't know that makes it better.
Okay, so what's wrong with my... I don't know, the way I handled this by talking to the attendant. What like,
I have no problem with that. That's Alan's beef.
I guess. Yeah, no, I don't know. Maybe I'm just more confrontational. I'd have been like, beat it, geeks. Like, get the fuck out of the way. Like, y'all are clearly in the way. Fucking get out of the way. You know what I mean? But I guess sometimes you got to be civilized in the civilized world. That's fine.
I was in a movie theater. I don't remember what I was seeing, but there were kids who were talking. Mind you, it's an empty movie theater. We're in the next to last row, and they sat behind us in the back. Empty movie theater, okay, and then talk through the first 15 minutes.
And that's when you get told to shut the fuck up.
Well, that's what I was going to, and my date at the time just was like, don't, like, nudging me, like, don't. I was like, I whispered, I'm about to go tell the attendant or someone out front that they're illegally filming. That they have a camcorder out.
That was pretty good.
I didn't, but I ran through. She's like, let's just go down 5 or 6 rows. Like, fuck them. It's like, oh, then I feel like they won. I want to win.
I will not inconvenience myself.
Yeah.
I will make a scene.
Yeah. Yeah,
and rightfully so. Dude, I really wish you went out and told them they were like filming. I mean, I know at the time was the iPhone a thing.
Yeah. I mean, this is like 6 years ago, 7 years ago, somewhere around that time.
Yeah, then that's when you say like, yeah, they heard me coming, so they probably deleted the footage. But yeah, you should definitely get in there.
Like, hey, look, I'm all about cinema integrity, and it says it right there in the beginning. If you're filming these, you could be, a year in jail. I just want to be a good citizen here.
Yeah.
Would you like to contact the FBI or should I?
They go by the bureau when I talk about them. Like, you want to contact the bureau or me?
Do you remember that at the beginning of all your VHS tapes? Like, you cannot record this, and it was like, hey, that's just when you hit record. Like, that's all that screen meant. It was blue, and it had like the yellow framing around it. It's like, this is where you hit the fucking button.
Right.
Now that you mention it, it was very cop themed as colors. It was definitely blue and gold. It had the fucking FBI seal.
They color coordinated that for a reason, buddy. Yeah. Wanted your attention. And they probably had some psychological spook factor to it. Seems real.
Yeah.
But the funny thing of that is the only people that are going to actually heed that warning are the people who weren't going to record it anyway. Like, anybody else is just like, is this shit working? Yeah. Okay, cool. Just skip that FBI screen.
Right. And there were some tricks. You could double stack VCRs doing it, like the AV cord.
Yes.
It was I think it were VGA. You had the red, yellow, and white. And then wasn't there was another trick where you could put the tape over the portion of the VHS that was a record like blocker. Remember?
Yeah,
like a little piece.
Like they'd snap that little piece of plastic off.
Yeah,
because it was the same. That same piece of plastic was also on cassette tapes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you could push it through with like a pen tip.
Yes, and that was for my dad anyway. That was thwarted by a rolled up piece of tinfoil and a little bit of duct tape.
That's
Imagine the ingenuity behind that too. Someone brings that to a round table of a group of engineers who are tasked with stopping the fraud of forging/copying VHS tapes, and one rolls in like, I think I got it. Like, oh, that tab, yeah, this is it. Get this puppy stamped, approved, voila, send them out, and then
or like they walk into fucking headquarters to present that shit, and fucking the guys, somebody inevitably is like fucking Susan from accounting's like, well, how do we stop fraud? Huh? What, you can't just copy VHS tapes? And some guy's like, oh, I gotcha. And just pushes through this piece of plastic. Done. Fucking ruined. This thing is useless now. It only has fucking the Santa Claus on it. That's it.
More likely than not, what happened is a group of engineers came in and completely redesigned the tape itself. And they're like, nah, man, we got like 500 million of these fucking orders. Like, give us something simple. Fine. Click.
Yeah.
That's right.
There.
They were like, I'll tell you what, we'll put it on a compact disc. Nobody will ever be able to copy one of those. Fast forward like 4 years.
They should have just gone with the laser discs.
People's personal computers are fucking copying.
Right. I was doing when I worked for a chain AV company that specializes in hotel catered events down the street here.
Squad?
What's that? No, it wasn't Geek Squad. No, it's called PSAV, but they contracted with a bunch of different things, but one of their major ones was hotels. So a hotel, someone says, hey, I want to have an event here that has screens and speakers and microphones. Like, oh, well, we have an in-house company. It's them, et cetera, et cetera. During the holidays, at some of the smaller vet places, some of the smaller spots that had like 1 or 2 employees, people are all off for the holidays. And that's where guys like us could go in and just be like, hey, I'll pick up a shift for you because I know you don't want to work 2 days before Christmas. Cool. And I was the only person there, and literally there wasn't shit going on. And they in the office had a VHS thing, VHS console, and popped in. It was like an 8-hour and it had a couple where like a Die Hard was on there. Something popped out. I was like, this will burn some time. I'm gonna watch a little bit of this. And about like 15 minutes into, I think it was like Iron Eagle or something like that. it was like, the and it went to Skinamax for about an hour. And I was like,
Nice.
oh wow, I feel like I'm gonna get fired. I feel like I feel like this is a trick. This is a candy camera.
Little Red Shoe Diaries. Huh? Go on. Yeah.
Yeah, Krista Allen.
Jesus.
What do you mean, Jesus?
Classic stuff.
Krista Allen? Yeah. She was the girl in Liar Liar, that and the girl with big tits in the elevator.
Oh, yeah. No. All right. That's a useful piece of West knowledge
Yeah,
that
right?
I'll take with me. I just remember that when you first got HBO or Cinemax, they'd send that little like pamphlet, that little guide every month. That told you like it was like a HBO TV guide. And the only thing I would do for my Friday and Saturday nights is I would flip to the back and find the codings for the SC, strong sexual content.
Ooh, yeah.
And that's what I was going to be doing between the hours of 12:30 a.m. and 3:30 a.m.
Here's another tidbit about the famous movie Liar Liar. Did you guys? I found this out today. Actually, blew my mind. Did you know that Fire Marshal Bill, played by Jim Carrey in Living Color, made a cameo in that? You ready for
Jim Carrey himself?
Jim Carrey playing Fire Marshal Bill made a cameo in the movie Liar Liar.
No, I barely remember the movie Liar Liar.
That's also true.
I just know he had a kid, and the kid made a wish, and he couldn't tell a lie.
Yeah, I do feel like it's a cornerstone of your comedic movie, movie fandom, Wes. And yeah, it's like a B fucking Jim Carrey movie for me.
All right,
Go ahead, continue.
I'm going to show you this, and we're going to move on.
digress.
I'm going to show you this, and we're going to move on.
I do want to see it, though. I am actually.
No, I kind of want to. Yeah,
It's after the whole accident happens at the airport, and there he is. Look, Leslie Yules, the mom. Cop talking to him. Is he going to be okay? Fire Marshal Bill, right there.
damn, I don't even remember an accident happening.
It's when he had the stairs on wheels.
There's no reason to continue to try to.
I got to rewatch Liar Liar now.
Yeah.
What are those things called? The stairs on wheels.
The stairs on wheels.
Oh, the old timey fucking like stairs that you used to fucking
Exit a plane on.
enter and exit a plane.
Remember
the airway.
Tarmac access.
Yeah,
kind of
he
thing.
manages to steal one and rides it up to the plane where his son's at, and he's like, "Grr!" And he gets into an accident.
I kind of remember that now.
Middle class holes, everyone. Liar, liar, man. Alan and Murr, appreciate everyone. NBA Finals tonight. You guys got me in this fucking Thursday night. A lot of this happens. Game 6 is the deciding thing, but it just nights we record, good sports are on. I don't know. God damn you, you guys.
I didn't know anybody watched the NBA anymore. I thought it was.
Yeah, I didn't think so either.
I almost thought they just like filmed it for highlights now. Like that nobody actually watches it. They just watch it like in.
They just
like,
show it on Sports Center.
Yeah, and on Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's a lie because there's a guy I used to work with who I see him on Facebook being like Celtics, and I'm like, people do that? That's a thing? Okay, well, cool, man. So yeah, that's a thing. Who's winning? What's happening?
The game's
Wes?
only a half hour in. I don't know. Like I said,
Okay, well, I thought you'd have live updates or something.
All right.
Who's winning this? Who's winning the series?
The Warriors are up 3-2.
Okay, this is the finals, right?
This is the finals, game 6. We got 2:09 the first quarter. The Celtics are up 22-18.
Okay.
All right.
We'll check back in fucking 100 points when it's almost over.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, the jersey that I'm wearing, Warriors jersey, is not any of the current players. It's Latrell Sprewell. Do you remember what he did in the mid 90s?
You mean the champion jersey that you're wearing isn't 2022's version?
That's
correct.
What you're saying. This is a throwback. Both. I think it's not even retro. I think it's straight from the 90s.
Yeah, nice. And I was gonna say Latrell Sprewell, definitely that 15, bro.
Yeah. Do you remember what he? Well, he was made famous because he was a star and an NBA All Star and a really good player for 2 franchises. Remember what he was
Did
like?
he start that fight?
Yeah, spinning rims.
It has to do with a fight. The rims are post basketball career, which he made lots of money on the spinners. But Murray, you were saying he started the fight.
And is it the one where they got up into the stands and beat up the actual?
No, that's the Malice in the Palace.
Yeah.
but did not involve Latrell Sprewell. But very good guess.
That was Ron Artest.
Ron Artest, yeah, and Steven Jackson.
Meta World Peace.
Meta World Peace, yeah.
Be
That's so good.
factually correct here. Any more guesses before I give you the answer?
Nope.
Did he do a private screening of Liar Liar in the visitors' locker room?
That's a good point. He might have.
He's like, we ain't liars here. No, he choked his coach, Don Nelson, during a practice and got suspended for a year.
I do remember hearing about this.
Mm-hmm. His coach got him so fired up that he was like, damn, you know what? I'm a professional and I know I'm worth millions of dollars, but I can't help myself. Oh, white guy.
I actually do remember him talking about that, like, and him saying, like, I'm a grown ass man. You don't talk, I'm a professional and you don't talk to me like that. Like, so I can almost kind of be like, at that level of sports, I'm in my 30s and I got some guy just like talking down to me like a bitch. And I don't know. As an older gentleman now, I understand.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I see what you're saying. And I'm sure that there's probably some interview that you could dig up to where someone would factually articulate what Don Nelson said in both like context and probably quotes. And I'm not saying it was racially, it was anything racial, but just calling someone a stupid motherfucker, you lazy asshole. What the hell's your problem? Blah, blah, blah. You're going to get back on D. You're going to play for this team. You're going to practice hard over and over and over again. And riding a guy who at the time was an all-star, finally just like, what the fat motherfucker? Talk to me like that, bitch.
Yeah, I you know what? I almost don't blame, like, just because you're in a position of, and honestly, in this era now, someone in a position of power would not be allowed to talk to someone lesser than in that manner, or they'd be fucking fired.
Yeah. And I wonder, Nelson went on. I mean, he coached the Mavs for years. He was an assistant here and there, bounced around. It wasn't like it was the end of his coaching days. So, he may have caught Latrell on a bad day. Here's the thing. I watched a document. It was like a special on HBO Sports that highlighted Bobby Knight getting shit canned from Indiana. And this was around the time where like one player spilled the beans about how fucking aggressive and how much of an asshole he was. And then, 15 players were like, yeah, Bob was a righteous dick. Apparently, like, he went to the bathroom, took a dump, wiped his ass, and came back with the toilet paper and said, this is what you guys are playing like. And I laughed at that. I thought that was funny. And there's people like, God, that's appalling. That is so disgusting. I was like, he went back and flushed it. He was making a point. He didn't like rub it in someone's face. This is what you smell it. Smell like you're playing.
I guess I would kind of probably giggle if I was in the moment, but I would also probably be like, this is weird, right? Like that was a lot.
But if you giggled in the moment, you probably would have fucking caught like a left elbow to the fucking temple. Because like that
I think that's another problem altogether. Sorry to cut you off, but we've seen Bobby Knight, right? Like, you mean to tell me I, as a Division I fucking center for the Indiana Hoosiers, ain't knocking fucking Bobby Knight's block off if he tries to start shit with me? Like,
well, your college career's over and your NBA contract's pretty much null and void at that point.
Is it if he's coming at me with shit paper?
Yeah, you know why? Because Bobby Knight was a winner. And you can get at the time, especially, you can get away with a lot of shit as long as those trophies came to that fucking locker room.
Yeah, and you could get away with a lot of shit, pun intended. But let's be clear here. Let's be factual. He didn't come at anyone with shit paper.
Yeah, no,
He was from a distance.
Hypothetically.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, I do agree with Murr, though. If you were a player and you happen to chuckle at Bob Knight in that moment, you might get your dick kicked in. Yeah, but I agree. He was right place, right time. You know what I mean? Like he could. That's the way he was, and he coached in an era where I'm not saying these guys were like beating the snot out of their fucking players, but he even described it. He's like, if I'm teaching a zone defense and I need my player while I'm instructing him to move and I grab him by the arm and pull him, if you're going to say that that's assault or me touching my players, yeah, I do that. I'm like, all right, Bob, I have a hunch that your instruction was a lot more physical than that. Probably involved a backhand or two. Shape up!
Yeah. A nice little a ginger rib tap, I'm sure. Like, that's back of the knuckles. What am I? I'm just getting his attention.
Cracking the whip. Come on, get in line.
Jesus.
Well, so this was posted in the official Middle Classholes Facebook page. It involves social media dum-dumness and Darwinism. So teens jumping in front of moving trucks, quote, Angel of Death, TikTok challenge kills 2. So this ridiculous TikTok challenges are back. And a high price is being paid for infamy. The latest in the video that you showed came out of Tangerang. I think it is Tangerang. Somewhere in Indonesia. 2 teens were like, yep, we're going to fucking jump in front of a truck. And 2 of them have paid the price. Listen, and I've read some of these other TikTok challenges. I'll present these to you here in a minute. But, I mean, listen, as a young man who was righteously stupid, and especially when I got inebriated with dumb dares and would more or less do nearly anything if you kind of presented it to me in a particular manner, I mean, I like to think I would draw the line somewhere. And when I read this, I drew the line. I was like, oh, yeah. Running out in front of a truck? Whew, seems... Fame kills. Fame hurts.
Yeah. I mean, there's one thing to do like the cinnamon challenge. You put a tablespoon of dry cinnamon in your mouth and, ooh, I inhaled funny and I coughed for a few minutes. This, you're going to inhale funny and if you're lucky, cough for a few minutes. The blood pulls up in your fucking lungs and the ambulance doesn't arrive on time. I don't get it, man. The Tide Pod challenge, remember that? Like people were eating Tide Pod. You don't remember the Tide Pod challenge?
Was it like an actual challenge, or did like one idiot do it and everybody was like fucking millennials because everything gets blamed on millennials, even though we're like in our 30s?
Yeah. Well, now Gen Z's finally starting to reap the benefits. But no, well, I mean, I don't know, but the media sure sensationalized it, and it catch 22 by sensationalizing it in the media. More morons tried it because Tide Pods are a jolly palette of colors.
Sure.
They look delicious.
They look festive.
It's like frosting type taste. Probably consistency as well. Maybe more like a gelatin type thing. Alan, I mean, you summarize things pretty short and sweet. Your thoughts on jumping out in front of a truck as a TikTok challenge?
I mean, it's just bad. Gen Z is dumb, fucking idiots. This is, I don't know, were these even grown adults? I don't know. This is in India. India's wild, man. Fucking, I don't know if you could treat it the same as like
Indonesia,
Western.
but close.
What'd you say?
Indonesia, but close.
Oh, Indonesia. Yes, I mean, same difference.
Yeah.
It's just what? It's like there's more water around it. It's like India, the island.
Yeah.
But no, it's just a bad look. And is it like truck specifically? Is it any moving vehicle? Like, is it a Volkswagen? God, it's just bad. It's a bad idea. Don't play with cars. Don't play in traffic. I thought we all knew this. You can eat toxic chemicals. You can always make yourself throw up or call Mr. Yuck or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's dumb, but it's not like getting hit by a fucking 3,000-pound piece of metal dumb. So
how many real vehicles? I mean, don't they have like tuk-tuks in, is that India as well? It's
the same thing.
I'll allow it for the context.
They're tuk-tuks, but they're watertight for getting across to the island.
They're teak. They're teaks. I just looked it up.
They're duck-ducks.
Maybe they're not aware of how durable, vehicles are because they're used to seeing these these shit cans fucking like puttering around. No, you look at these things and they've got like weed eater engines in them, and they're just like spare parts like put together. So in Indonesia, getting hit by a truck is probably a little bit different than like me diving in front of an F-150 here in Cecil County, you know? Like that's an obvious death sentence. Over there it might be like, I'll probably do more damage to the tuk-tuk than I'll do to myself as I tuck and roll.
Nah, this thing's definitely like a fucking S10 or like a Ford Ranger. I mean, it's not going to kill you probably, but it's definitely going to hurt.
Yeah,
well, Corey says otherwise.
I see. Like one of which is related but separate event: fractured skull and shattered teeth. But lived.
Don't dive head first, man. Throw your hip at it. That's my only advice. If you guys are going to continue this, go ass first. It's not.
Yeah. Plus, I've watched enough Jackass that I think like I could like gently get hit by a car. You get what I mean? Like I think I've got the physics down of like not getting absolutely cleaned out by a vehicle.
Yeah.
Got to kind of like hop up on his hood and roll a little bit. And maybe that's just a benefit that I have growing up in the day that I grew up, that I got to watch a bunch of white dudes show me how to get hit by a vehicle or jump off a moving one. Yeah. But I don't know, man. I think it's just a dangerous game. It's bad.
This is
bad news.
Darwinism at its best. I mean, these people were bound to choke on something or kill somebody else in their stupid lives. So just get it over with now. Just save other people's lives. Kill yourself now. Here.
I'll tell you.
Go ahead.
I'll tell you what, though. The amount of views you get off of that could be worth it. I mean, if you get like 10 million views and you're in Indonesia, I mean, you probably just earned your family like 3 years worth of salaries.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe if my family's in debt and I'm a loving father and I have 3 young ones and a wife, and it's tough putting meat on food on the table, keeping the lights on, keeping the heat on. But you know what, babe? Listen, we're gonna get millions and millions of views and we're gonna make a lot of money. But I'm gonna die. All right, take care of the kids for me. Good night. Here were some. That's terrible. I don't know. Maybe
that is pretty bad.
There's logic behind it. Trust me. Here's some other dangerous TikTok challenge. So there's the Blackout challenge where people would hold their breath until they lose consciousness. Okay, I mean
that's no big deal.
No big deal.
That's your body. Your body passes out, so you do breathe. So it's negligible.
Yeah, it's fine.
The penny challenge, and this is where someone would take a charger, any type of standard USB, end that has like the block on it, plug it in halfway, then take a penny and touch the metal.
Yeah, that's called electrocution.
Yeah,
and copper's wildly fucking conductive, which is what all wires are pretty much made of. So it's not a challenge, that's a death sentence.
Yeah, it's not even a penny challenge. It's go get electrocuted. This is my favorite. I've never heard of this until today. The Nyquil chicken trend.
What? Sounds fun.
It's where you
feed Nyquil to a chicken and then
you marinate chicken in Nyquil and then eat it.
Booyah.
What? Holy shit. That was totally from left field too.
Mm-hmm. And you get extremely fucking high and fucked up on it.
So you just feed your family, and it's like you get.
I don't think your family's involved in this again, motherfucker. It's you.
Do you just use a whole bottle?
Oh, I don't know the dosage or the recommended value. You just
it's very viscous.
You marinate chicken in Nyquil, cook it, and eat it. Yeah.
Obviously, the red one, the green one would taste like poop.
I feel like that's what Cosby would have for a date. I'll make you a nice chicken dinner.
Yo, that's crazy. I've never heard of such a thing.
Well,
Gen Z, you guys are fucking wild.
Yeah, I kind of want to try that one though.
Right. I mean, that sounds bad. But
this is where we need an intern / pledge, like to tell their friends to do
need
it.
A pledge.
The milk crate challenge. That's where you stacked milk crates.
Yeah.
And tried to walk on them like a stair.
Oh yeah, that's risky. That's risky.
Those were the and then there was the Orbeez shooting. ORBEEZ shooting. I've never heard of that. Crazy. But those are those are the TikTok challenges gone wrong. Now we have people just flinging themselves in front of oncoming fucking trucks.
Yeah, a lot less creative than the Nyquil chicken dinner.
Yeah, that's kind of fun. I mean, that doesn't seem lethal. You know, you get a meal out of it. You get some protein.
It's innovative. It's new. It's fresh.
I'm going to come up with a challenge. It's going to be called Smell My Poop Challenge. That's what I'm going to come up with. A la Bobby Knight. Actually.
Hey, good one.
Yeah.
Call it Bobby Knighting.
Bobby Knight teeking. Actually, Murray, now that these kids in Indonesia are throwing themselves in front of moving trains for fame and fortune, you could have done that with the AV Club, the moving train. Hey, guys.
Oh, wow.
I got a TikTok challenge for you.
You guys want some great video.
Want some content. Yeah.
See how fast the steam engine can roll when your buddies down a fucking bunch of wood timbers in the middle of Pennsylvania.
Yeah. You actually, if you want to go down kind of a sadistic YouTube wormhole, look up animals getting hit by trains.
Yep, I'm gonna skip that one. I'd imagine it's like watching.
I will watch that, but that's just I've never thought of that, and that's pretty dark.
Well, the one I watch is from the conductor's point of view, so you don't actually see any gore or guts or anything like that. But
what's the hit?
But there's the one that got me hooked is there's a cow looking straight at the fucking train, and the conductor honks the horn 6 or 7 times, and he's like, "Oh, you dumb fucker!" And then all you hear is like, "Boom!"
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I'll show.
Yeah,
that
calling them cow catchers is not necessarily a correct term.
No.
The best animal getting hit by anything video of all time, and this comes from an era where everybody didn't have cameras. There's like an F1 race. And, obviously it's overseas, and there's like a 4-foot fucking like giant hare trying to cross the racetrack, and a Formula 1 car fucking clips that son of a bitch like mid jump. Oh, you ain't never seen something made of flesh fucking flip that many times. I don't think it stays in one piece either. But so much G-force just like tears it apart.
There's one of a human getting kind of ripped apart at one of these at an F1 race in the 70s in Europe, where they these two guys who were trying to cross when they thought it was safe to do on a, like, is it a red flag when they tell you like, hey, slow the fuck down, there's a crash?
I'm not sure the flagging on those.
Yellow flag.
Well, in NASCAR, it's a yellow flag to slow down.
Yeah, it may or may not have translated to F1 I don't even know if it was F1. It's Wahoos with unrestricted fucking engines going as fast as they could somewhere in Europe. Yeah, and these two guys cross, and I guess one of the drivers didn't see it and was still fucking hauling ass and got one of those bastards.
Or he did see it and was just like, "How's not gonna do about now, buddy?"
Like, reflexes are only so good at 190 miles an hour. And I hate to chuckle about it. I mean, you can watch this. Not sure if it's on YouTube, but maybe a Daily Motion Action or something like that, if you want to see a human being get ripped in half.
Who
I mean, I would watch that too.
Yeah. I prefer camels in India getting hit by trains, if you ask me. I mean, that's kind of my speed. But all right, I think we've beat this dead horse.
We've run over this dead mammal.
Why isn't that the TikTok challenge? Like throwing fucking like animals in front of moving vehicles.
Don't start that. Somebody on the internet's gonna hear this shit. One of our like 13 listeners might hear this and fucking then they start throwing fucking wild animals or even household pets in front of trains.
One of our 13 listeners is going, finally, somebody's on my page.
That's probably true too.
Yeah, if we get in with the Indonesia or Indian crowd, I'm sure those motherfuckers are trying to get rid of a few cow that just roam the streets, putz around, eat everything, walk into coffee shops. Can't kill them because they're sacred, but a caboose can.
Guess that's fair.
It's a blessed caboose, of course. Friend or foe, everyone. We're getting off of that shit.
Let's get to it, my friends. It's time to read a news story to you. See if you agree or disagree. Friend or foe? Now, Wes, of course, this is very appropriate because, as you said, the NBA Finals are going on right now. And the
Hold on.
Warriors apparently
47-33 with a couple minutes left in the second quarter. Warriors are up. Big turnarounds happened.
47-33.
That's right.
All right. Well, the Warriors apparently banned fake Klay Thompson because he snuck into the Chase Center to get some shots up. For the first time in a long time, Warriors folk hero fake Klay Thompson was spotted outside of Chase Center on Monday, a stalwart of the Warriors' 2015, 17, 18 NBA title runs. Fake Klay, who was portrayed by YouTube prankster Dawson Gurley, fake Klay has shown up to everything from finals games to ring ceremonies to the delight of NBA fans. Now, for the folks at home, Wes, could you explain the significance of the fake Klay Thompson?
Yeah, so this gentleman has off the cusp, if you're not doing like a up close and personal look, he looks like Klay Thompson. Okay,
The goatee's so immaculate,
this guy has obviously done some pampering to his look to define and perfect the Klay Thompson lookalike. And the significance of it, it's a really good fan base. This guy has kind of become a stalwart of that this fan base that has moved from Oakland into California. And he managed to allegedly fool a security guard. Like, hey, I'm just trying to get some shots up before the game today, man.
Well, Gurley tweeted 2 hours before tip-off on Monday that he had been banned for life from the Chase Center. According to Gurley, he was banned after walking past 5 layers of security guards to, quote, willingly let me through security without asking for ID. At which, at some point, he decided he was just going to go ahead and shoot around the court for about 10 minutes. Gurley then shared what he said was the official letter along with the ban, which appeared to be signed by Chase Center's Vice President of Security, Brian J. Herbert, which is the name of the actual Chase Security Vice President of Security. The writer of the article basically goes to say this is bad juju. You're one game away from winning the NBA Finals with a potential Game 7 at your place. You need to have all the right stuff going for you. This guy was part of the runs just a few years ago. Why not keep that going? So friend or foe, is it this guy's fault that he was allowed to go down to the court? To me, this is one of those deals where, like, you try your luck until somebody calls your bluff. Nobody stopped him. He was just like, hey, guys, going to go shoot some baskets. And they're like, hey. They didn't ask him for ID. I mean, look, I'm going to be 43 this year. I have not been carded at a liquor store in quite some time, but I'm not upset if I do. Like, hey, can you prove your identity here? When you get pulled over, they've got your license plate. They've got everything else. They still ask for that ID. It's in the computer. They don't even need it, but you still ask. And if it doesn't match, that's your fault. If you don't ask, that's security's fault. Friend or foe? Wes.
So I had to look a couple of these things up because one, immediately I thought that, okay, when you said 6 layers of security, one, I'm going to say, is it friend or foe that he got banned for life?
It's friend or foe. Is it his fault, like, for being allowed to go down to the court? If you just start making your way towards something,
right,
and no one stops you, like, you could have been willing in your head, and I'm sure he was, like, if they stop me, I will stop, I will turn around, and I will exit the building.
Sure.
However, they didn't go through their own procedures. So the people that should be banned from the Chase Center for life and have their paychecks revoked are the security personnel who didn't bother to, do any kind of double checking on the human that was walking past them, which is in fact their jobs.
Yeah.
Not the fault of the person going.
Absolutely. Foe on the band, foe on the fucking idiots. Here's the thing now. When I say idiots, I immediately thought that there may be, like, how much does this guy look like Klay Thompson? Okay. He looks like him in the face if you look at those photos and the facial hair, especially with the hoodie up. What do you think might be a major discrepancy between a normal Joe and an NBA player?
The body.
Height. Thompson.
Well, just
Thompson,
height and, like, how in shape is he and all that.
Okay, Thompson 6'5" and Thompson 6'6" and this guy's 6'5". All right.
Oh, wow.
So it's like I was like, holy shit.
Put some Nike shocks on and
Yeah,
try your luck.
It's gonna be like an inch, and yeah, what do you say? 6 layers of security. It's not illegal to impersonate someone in that manner. Like, hey man, yeah, I'm just trying to get some shots. Oh yeah, come on in. And then
He's not even impersonating. He's just it's like that fake Aaron Rodgers guy that they put on the TV all the time. It's he's
shame on the security staff for not having like some sort of unique hello or handshake. I mean, they know these guys, like a special dap or some sort of like, ooh, one time. Yeah. How's your mom doing these days? Oh, just great. Money. All right. Take her easy. Like none of that. Like, oh, I'm trying to go shoot. Oh, Clay. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know, man. Fell on that.
Alan.
I mean, I don't even remember what your original friend foe question was at this point.
Whose fault is it? Who should be banned? Should fake Clay be banned, or should the security be banned because they didn't, do the security
should
thing?
definitely be banned because they didn't do their jobs. Like, you got one. Like, what if this guy was a fucking bomber or something? You know what I mean? Like, they really blew it. So let's be clear there. So, friend firing fucking the security for sure. Foe banning him because this motherfucker rocked. He went to a barber and was like, "Give me a Caesar," and it wasn't 1986. And fucking, and then go ahead, get rid of the beard, just leave the goat and make it real thin and penciled like for the dedication to look like fucking Klay Thompson. You can't ban that guy. That guy's got season tickets for life. You might as well bury him at fucking half court.
Maybe a slap on the wrist,
Maybe like a one gamer.
Yeah, next season, of course.
Can't do that.
Next season.
Well, and okay, so here's my whole problem with the security is if you're really worried about this guy. So this guy, here's the literal quote from the article: a stalwart of the Warriors 2015, 17, 18 NBA title runs. So we're talking 8 years. This guy has been like a known figurehead to this organization. Mm-hmm. You're telling me that when Clay comes in, be like, Clay, you know the drill. We got to look out for Mr. Gurley. Like, come on. You've had 8 years to figure this fucking little thing out. You've had 8 years to come up with your fucking fake handshake. Your little Dominican home run fucking dance on the way into the fucking court. Like, yeah, that's all on security. And you know how superstitious sports franchises, players are. Like, that guy should have a seat on the bench. That guy should sit next to the real Clay at games and give him pep talks during downtime.
I will say, keep in mind, though, they did move from Oakland to San Francisco, so it might be new staff. Might be, these people may not be familiar with Mr.
Like, whenever real Klay Thompson checks into a game, it should be fake Klay Thompson that goes up to the table to check him. And then Klay Thompson just runs onto the court.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sprints from the bench.
From the bench, yeah.
Or maybe like some, I don't know, some halftime show or some promotional thing. Like they send Clay to the, the good promotional events. They send fake Clay to the,
the gas station.
The gas station stuff. Yeah, the car lot signings, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys are bringing back bad memories because everything you said are bad was like my job for like 12 years.
Sounds awesome.
Well, yeah, you hosted a radio show on an FM channel for what? The greater Ocean City area.
That's right. Yeah. Come meet me at Pohanka Automotive.
Meet the crew.
Where we got tickets for Jimmy Haha, Jimmy's Chicken Shack. He'll be performing.
You'll see Mr. Green Jeans over at Secrets.
Yeah.
Got line cutting fucking passes.
Dude, for like 3 weeks straight, I gave away tickets to Mr. Green Jeans' last fucking concert.
I kept telling people we were having a party at Jimmy's Famous Seafood, and I kept telling people that Jimmy's Chicken Shack was performing there, just to see if people would say that. Yeah, man. Okay, and the last thing I was going to say about this is I have a little bit of a conspiracy theory behind it, because if you watch the entire video, the same guard who was the last one who's like, yeah, you're good, is the one who then comes out and gets him. I don't know. There may have been a little plan into this. This may have been a little fake, little publicity stunt.
I bet that guy was in big trouble, and that's why he had to go get him. I was like, yo, you know that's fake Klay Thompson out there, right?
Maybe fake Klay Thompson fucked real Klay Thompson's wife, and this was an elaborate setup to get him banned from fucking the Chase Center for the rest of it.
How did it go to fucking Klay Thompson's wife?
I don't know, man. We're spitballing here. I thought.
Yeah, because Clay's finally pissed. Like, maybe fake Klay finally, like, you know, pulled some fucking jinky shit. And now Clay's like, all right, the fucking jig's up, man. Like, I can't have this guy. It's like, well, he's a stalwart, you know, from the 2015, 17, 18 runs. I mean, we can't just, like, get rid of him. And then Clay's like, well, it's him or me. It's like, well.
Well, we pay you millions.
I don't know. Maybe that's why they let him on the court. He said it's him or me. Like, well, we need to see him shoot a little bit. And he didn't pass a test.
Fine, we'll keep you.
If it was him, yeah.
Oh, shit. And that, my friends, is Friend or Foe.
Awesome. Quick update here. Damn it. 54-39 at halftime. Whew. 15-point lead going in 2 more quarters for the Warriors championship.
Please continue to give updates on a game that will be long over by the time anybody hears the show.
It's a good point. It's a good point. You're right. We are recording live. All right. Fuck it. Fun Fact Friday.
Let's get to it. Let's get your minds full of some useless knowledge that you can take with you and annoy your coworkers with. And something else that you can annoy your coworkers with is some shin pain. If you got yourself some pain below the knee and above the ankle, and you're looking for some like-minded misfits like yourself to go and get some non-medical advice from, find yourself the Shin Splints Recovery Group on Facebook. We were going camping this week, and I was taking in that, you know, of course, we've packed everything to a giant suitcase. And I don't know if this would actually qualify for a Shin Splints Recovery Group question, but I banged the suitcase up against that little, like, that little spur on the outside of your ankle, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like I may have, like, inadvertently, like, torn something because it's real squishy kind of, like, ankle action going on right now. But again, I don't know if that's the kind of question the Shin Splints Recovery Group would field for you, but there's no point in not trying. They don't know what they're talking about in the first place. Let's get to it. OMG facts. Did you know the Empire State Building has its own zip code?
What? Damn. No, didn't know that. I figured like the island of Manhattan probably had, you know, dozens. But
yeah.
The Empire State Building. I wonder if it has to do with mailing, because so much shit gets shipped there.
Yeah, but I would imagine that in the modern era, there's probably bigger, more like populous buildings on the island at this point. I have a feeling it's from that era when, like, hey, this whole new building just opened up. It houses more people than a third of the island. Let's give it its own code. And then now it's just like a drop in the bucket. I bet there is some just vagrant fucking like apartment buildings in Manhattan that have more people in it than the Empire State Building.
It's a good point. First of all, there's 214 zip codes in the entire city. So you do you do the math on that. Yeah, you're probably right. It's like, it's the Empire State Building for the Empire State. Actually, there's a really good Jerky Boys video where they have the microphone on a tour bus, and it's like, this right here's the Empire State Building. New York's the Empire State. It was named after that building.
I heard the Black Keys, the band, they were on Rogan, and the drummer was talking about prank phone calls, and he was like, well, can you still do prank phone calls? He's like, the ones I do, you can. And I was waiting to tell you about this. He calls Kentucky Fried Chickens random franchises and tells them they have to pull the spice bags because they forgot one of the 11 herbs.
Does it call us corporate? Does it call us like corporate?
He calls as corporate. He says he gets on Wikipedia. He looks up all the official names. So if they think he's full of shit, they'll look him up on their phone while he's talking to him. And he's like, yeah, listen, you got to pull all the spice bags. Like, why? We left out one of the 11 herbs and spices. It's not going to fly. It's quality control. And he waits until they say they've dumped him, and then he just fucks with them and it's like, fuck you, hangs up.
That's pretty.
Actually, here's another one. Did you know the Empire State Building had a plane crash into it and didn't collapse?
Yeah, because it was like a biplane, and it was like
It was made out of paper.
it was made of balsa wood and fucking paper mache.
Like a
It's
10th.
basically just a model like you made in your childhood.
It was like a 10th the size of a 767 flying half as fast into a building made of concrete, mostly.
Yes, and not loaded up with fucking like hundreds of thousands of gallons of fucking jet fuel.
I don't know. Seems suspicious, though. You know, I've read the Three Little Pigs. One building, two, I don't know.
Did you know Michigan Stadium, the big house, has the greatest seating capacity in the U.S. at 107,601 seats, but has hosted crowds as large as 115,000.
Ooh, well, one, yes, I did know it was the largest stadium in the United States. I thought the renovations in the last couple of years, don't know when this OMG Fun Fact calendar came out, pushed it to like 110 recently. But maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I'm imagining that like if you have a crowd, 7,000, 8,000 more than its capacity, does that mean they just did something on the infield and they let
Yeah, I mean,
7,000 people?
the one that comes to mind is when they did the frozen ice thing, you know, with Maple Leafs and the Red Wings. So but yeah, you know, unless you have concerts there, I know it. The thing of it is Penn State was like kept renovating in order to beat it, and then Michigan just kept adding seats, basically saying like you're not going to have more fucking seats than our stadium. Fuck you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, 105. You said, right, or 107?
107,000, but they've hosted events with as many as 115,000.
Yeah, the 107,601 is the formal capacity. Record attendance is 115. 115, 109.
I'm wondering what it was up there. It was probably Neil Diamond or something.
Right.
It was Michigan Notre Dame.
Neil Diamond performed at halftime, though.
Neil Diamond performed at halftime. It was actually Diamonds in the Rough. It was the cover band from fucking Saving Silverman. Just it was Steve Zahn and fucking Jack Black.
Bop, bop, ba-da-da-da-da-da.
Shouty baby! When they got the guy.
You know, look, I'm not a super duper fan. I don't hate all of Neil Diamond. I know there's you have to hate the fans, like the super fans, more than you actually hate the music. But if I could pick one voice to have as a singer, it would be Neil Diamond. I feel like he could sing anything. He just chose that. That was his wheelhouse. But that voice is just right for any genre of music.
Yeah.
Go back and listen to yourself some Neil Diamond, man.
And he wrote all of his own music. He was one. He
true.
did that. He composed and wrote the own music. Shit on him. It's not for you, but respect the art.
Exactly. The talent is there. The God-given natural ability. There's a rasp. There's also there's a goddamn beauty there.
Yeah. And he performed at the Michigan Notre Dame game. I'm pretty sure.
The biggest ever.
He was a special guest. He joined Steve Zahn on stage.
There was, if you, I'm trying to remember the largest capacity college football game was like 3 years ago, where Tennessee and Virginia Tech played in the middle of a NASCAR stadium. Do you guys remember this?
Oh, wow. No, I don't.
Yeah, so they did it like the day. So they played on Saturday, and then the race was on a Sunday. But it was like 150,000, and they did it equidistance between was it Blacksburg and Tallahassee? Oh, it's fucking nuts. I'll look it up. You get to the next fun fact.
What?
Yes.
Are you
sir.
seeing this?
They've played at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Yeah, man.
That's fucking insane. That's so southern.
Yeah.
Look at the
Did they just have people take beach blankets out on the track or something?
You
well,
have
the banks on the fucking Bristol Motor Speedway.
You
are
have to
like
share if
basically
you-
bleacher seats.
you have to share if you want to.
Oh, I can show you.
Yeah. Mer's never seen it, so I think it's worth checking out.
So there you go. It's called the Battle of Bristol.
Yeah, look at that.
Hold on, let's see if I can find a better.
Yeah,
one.
click that picture just over there on the right-hand side.
Yeah, there you go.
Dude, that's fucking wild. That's perfect.
The band
That's
on the
Mer-
fucking speedway.
Right?
Is that okay? Honest question though. I know they've got the the jumbotron like suspended to kill the cheerleading squad at halftime, but like, is it really worth that? I've seen the old pictures like when the WWF had like sold out like Madison Square Garden. It was like one of the biggest sporting events of all time, and they show the last seat in the house.
Oh,
And it just
you're talking about the Pontiac Silverdome.
The Silverdome, you're
Yeah.
right. And they show the view from the last fucking seat in the house, and this is when they didn't have a jumbotron, and it just looks like you're looking down at like the top of a deck of playing cards, and there's like ants scrambling about. Like, was it really worth, possibly getting fired for calling out of work and spending, I don't know, at the time, what would have been the equivalent of like $500 for tickets for that shit?
Well, I mean, when you were in the stadium and Hulk Hogan picked up Andre the Giant and body slammed him, and that place would have fucking went berserker, I suppose so.
When he gently twisted him over so that he didn't break Andre's back. Yeah, that was great from 7 stories high. Did you know tattoo coloring and Legos are composed of the same material?
It checks out.
Yeah. Didn't know that, but according to Alan, it checks out, so it's good enough
Yeah,
for
I
me.
mean, I didn't know it either, but it does logically make sense.
Same
Yeah,
ink.
I mean, the colors don't fade, man. Those Nordics know how to fucking craft a high quality plastic product. And like tattoo ink, I mean, shit, that's been there my whole fucking life since I was 18 years old.
Looks dope, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Sick tribal.
Fuck you.
Driver you a part
I've
of.
got a lighthouse too.
Oh.
But yeah, thanks Bill Goldberg for that shit. Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill Goldberg.
Do you just always wear sleeves because you don't want anybody else to see that?
Oh, how dare you? Okay. You know what? I think Alan has answered my question. Should I get this touched up?
I mean, by touched up, do you mean just like black out your shoulder, your upper bicep? Then yes.
Okay, I like the lighthouse. The
Okay.
lighthouse is a high quality, expensive tattoo.
Okay, yeah, it looks okay.
That one, I drew the center part myself. It is an M for Murr and a 13 for my lucky number. And then this, look there. I know it's tribal, but you can see the A for Andrew.
Yeah.
And then you can see the T somewhere in that general hodgepodge.
Yeah.
And now that I'm seeing it on screen, apparently there's an S for stupid shitbag that fucking got a tattoo at fucking 18 and said, yeah, give me this.
You should have just got Legos tattooed on you. Would have been timeless.
Yeah.
Good point.
By the way, hey,
What are you gonna get it touched up as? Like some rocks or something below that lighthouse, or like?
It's not a bad idea. I thought of like a breaker with like water splashing up.
Yeah, that's good.
yeah. By the way, hey, when you hear this, does the shit hit the fan in the Murr household?
Can't hear anything.
But I am imagining the bum 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 bum. Yeah, and then I go take a big huff of some pyrotechnics and blow it out my nose. I wonder how many years Bill Goldberg took off his life from fucking like huffing what some fucking carny concocted to get fucking sparkles to fucking fire off every Monday.
Yeah. It's like, all right, look, we're going to need you to bash your head in so hard that you draw a little bit of itty bitty blood right here. Why don't I blade? No. That wouldn't be authentic. Bash your head into the fucking stainless steel there. All right, cool. And then we're going to shoot all these pyrotechnics up. And you're going to breathe in just enough. Hold your breath. Hold it for about 45 seconds. And then we're done. If you got any oxygen in your lungs, shoot it out. That's it. Then look imposing.
By the way, I have to say, I do notice that you have some new accoutrement behind you.
I have. This is a
Brett the Hitman Hart.
This is a signed official Brett the Hitman Hart.
Nice. That's nice.
The best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, as it reads here. And then signed by the Hitman himself. Yeah.
Dude, I swear to God, I saw Bret Hart at the fucking Hershey Park today. I almost said something to the guy. He was in line with the Comet, and I was like, that can't be Bret Hart. I'm like, God damn it, he looks a lot like him. Then I looked at his feet, and his feet were all fucking mangled, and he walked like he was fucking like straddling a bull for 90% of his life. Yeah. And I'm just like, that might just be Bret the Hitman Hart. Who fucking walks like that but an aged professional wrestler?
That's right. You know, I saw Owen Hart in the Des Moines airport.
I remember you and your brother talk about this all the time. He was wearing jean shorts and a fanny pack and was acting like a twat bag.
No, not acting like a twat bag, other than he was wearing fucking jean Daisy Dukes and a tote bag. I actually saw him. I was peeing like 3 or 4 stalls down from him and gave him like a triple take. And it's like, oh my God, that's Owen Hart. And he tripped over leaving because he had, fucking legs like Popeye had eaten spinach and had tripped over a caution wet floor, A-frame, like knocked it over, kicked it about 15 yards and was like, oh shit, and just kept walking. And Dewey was about to tell me, did you see that douche? And before he could get that out of his mouth, I was like, yo, that was Owen Hart. Dude's like, who? Owen Hart.
Well, sadly, we all know Owen was a little clumsy.
TikTok challenge.
Too soon.
It's too soon. This is
Too soon.
1997.
Yeah.
No, we bought that. We were over at Lyle's house, and we had that pay-per-view. We were like, what the fuck's going on? Why are they stopping the show? It's bullshit.
Right.
Fucking
should have given up on that blue blazer gimmick. It wasn't going anywhere.
Actually, that was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It's a shame he.
Next fact, God damn it. Come on.
Did you know in Alaska it is illegal to whisper in someone's ear while they're moose hunting?
Well, that just seems like it's for safety reasons.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like some like moose guy was like hunting with his buddy and like was like, what'd you say? The Warriors are up 66-42. In the third quarter. And like, missed my shot, you son of a
Damn
bitch.
it. Yeah.
And then he took it to fucking Jethro, who was the fucking local deputy, and was just like, God damn, if that ain't illegal, it should be. And they just fucking slapped it on the books.
I don't know. I think it's more like, because like if I've learned anything from watching fucking Alaska shows on Discovery Channel, it's that when they hunt meese, they get real fucking close to them. Like unnecessarily close. Well, maybe I don't know shit about hunting fucking moose. So maybe you got to get close to them. I don't know, but they get fucking really close to them. And I think what happened is there was definitely 2 guys, and they went out and fucking guy lined him up, and he was like, "Hey man, Warriors in 6," and fucking and like he looked around, and his buddy got trampled by a fucking moose.
Yeah, that's true too.
He just totally took his attention away on Game 6 of the NBA Finals.
My telling of the story is that a group of people were hunting one day, okay, and they were in like a semi V, and then a guy on the right was like, "Hey, Mr. Cheney, there's a moose on your left." He's like, "Oh, where?" Boom.
I like it.
That's my wife, you son of a bitch. Well, I think you gotta get close because they're the size of a Ford Expedition, and if you don't fucking like blast them like from close range, they will survive, and they are filled with vengeance.
Yeah, they're fucking nuts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there was one that was going through social media recently where one was going after a brown bear that had attacked its cub and chased it like, relentlessly up and down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did we watch the video on here with like there was like a guy out like backcountry fucking Alaskaing, and he comes across a big old fucking moose in like legitimately like 6 feet of snow, and it dead sprinted at him in 6 feet of snow.
Yeah,
like
they're
it
aggressive.
It could do that. It has that physical capability of like running at a full sprint in that much snow. It was insanity.
Well, I learned something today. This doesn't have anything to do with moose, but no, a polar bear is 9 feet tall when it stands up on its back legs. They had like this. I was at like this Hershey Park has like this zoo looking thing, and this fucking polar bear thing diagram they put. You can stand in front of it, and I'm just looking at this like, holy God, you have no chance. Like 0.0%. Like there's nothing. There's no lucky. Like with like a black bear who's like 6 feet tall, I can see like maybe you kick him in the dick or something, and you can get away.
Yeah.
You can't even reach a polar bear's dick. I mean, you got to bite it. That's the only way.
Yeah. That's. I mean, those bastards are like 1,200 pounds too.
Yeah.
Fuck your day up.
Did it blow your mind with this moose running in like 6 feet of snow? You were freaking out over there, Wes.
Me, no. I was looking up actually because as far as I knew, moose wasn't good for eating. So other than hunting it just for sport, there was no other reason. Okay. But it turns out that they do supply good fare. It's good eating.
Alaska's fucking definitely eat moose.
Yeah.
Well, those Alaskan eat like.
Well, you have to eat everything.
Well, they eat pickled seal fat. So I'm sure, like
that's shit, bro. I mean,
but in comparison, like, is moose good eating? I don't know. Is the gelatinous goop under the skin of a fucking like water-bound mammal, is that delightful as well? Yeah, in comparison, yeah, absolutely.
Don't they smoke? They
love that shit though.
Yeah, don't they smoke most of that too to keep it like preserved? Because you eat it more like a jerky style.
Yeah, but why? You live in like 0 degree temperature. You can just leave your food outside. You don't need a refrigerator.
Yeah, well, but like also you get freezer burn and shit. Like you can't just leave all of your shit in a freezer all the time. You got to figure out other ways to capture the longevity.
Yeah.
You can only hunt seal like once every fucking third blood moon after the winter solstice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like it's very specific.
Yeah. Move to Norway if you want to get into the real fucking butchery, bro.
Yeah, move to Japan, get into fucking dolphin hunting.
I rewatched that clip last week. That was fucking disturbing, by the way. I was drunk when we talked about that, and I saw, but it looked like a World War II scene of fucking whales.
Yeah, it does. Ugh. Just whole fucking dorsal fins and shit.
And finally, wrapping up your Fun Fact Friday, did you know the man who took the famous photo of the Wright brothers' first flight had never seen a camera before that day?
Wow. Just enlisting anyone that they came across.
Yeah. I don't think I didn't know that, but that, I mean, they probably had just created the camera right before it.
Yeah. I wondered was it, I mean, it obviously couldn't have been the long exposure thing. So like, but I mean, was he literally standing out there with like, I don't know, like a fistful of gunpowder and like a piece of tin and was just like, I don't know what I'm doing, guys, but I like blowing shit up. So let's do this thing. I mean, beginner's luck. Or are cameras really just not that hard? Like I tell everybody who's like, well, how do I do this? Just fucking push the goddamn button. It'll work.
Yeah, well then you inevitably get something that's out of frame or missing somebody. So there is an art to it. But I had to suspect that they rolled there, were like, yeah, we're going to fly today. And they got to the beach and were like, oh, shit. Who are we going to get to record this? Oh, damn. All right, let's backtrack. And then, I don't know, was Kitty Hawk that fucking populated at the time? Or just some passerby,
Was anything that populated at the time? I mean, Kitty Hawk apparently was a destination. Mm-hmm. The only reason they took it was because it's so breezy there. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's one of the most famous photographs ever taken, and the fact that homeboy got it right the first time with absolutely no experience.
Oh man, I didn't get it. Gonna do it again. Fuck. All right.
I got Wilbur. Was I supposed to get the plane?
Him cheering. Yeah.
I love that they knew that it was basically just a kite. And they were like, well, let's get to the beach. I mean, it's the best place to do it.
Dude, have you guys ever gone and seen the actual Wright brothers plane?
No.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
it's the Air and Space Museum.
Yeah, dude, it's like it is probably it's probably more complicated than a modern aircraft. Like it's actually amazing. Like the amount of like things that shift and move on that thing.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know how the hell they pulled that shit off.
Well, have you guys ever seen? Maybe I feel like I've talked about this on the podcast. The guy who said he could fly off the Eiffel Tower.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I just showed that video to somebody at work the other day.
Oh.
I was like, watch this dickbag. He thought he was Batman fucking like gliding down off of like Gotham Tower.
He looks. Yeah.
They show the very end of the video is the best part because they actually, the cop, the Bobby or whatever the fucking French call their lame ass fucking law enforcement is out there with like a stick measuring the crater that his body left.
Ugh. Well, yeah, man. No, I did not know that they got a random motherfucker just to be like, hey, man, pop,
Pretty sweet.
take this damn thing. All right, you betcha. Voila. The rest is history. He doesn't even get royalties. He walked away like a fucking stoner in 1903, if that was even a thing back then, and went home and didn't even think about it. And then years later, he's like, damn, man, I should have got paid some money.
Yeah.
Right?
No?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I'd like to see him credited with it. I don't even know if like they didn't even say it says the man who took the famous photo. They don't even say like George Wentwood.
Yeah. Didn't
The man who took the photo.
Goldberg used to go by Duh Man. I mean, maybe it was Bill Goldberg.
Did he have a sweet tribal like this right here?
It was similar.
His name was John T. Daniels. By the way.
Oh, the photographer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, is this like a drunk history type thing going on here?
Maybe.
Wow.
I mean, it could be.
Yeah. John T. Daniels. That's a strong name, man. Name my dog that.
You should.
And that, my friends, is your Fun Fact Friday.
Before you go, the worst part of waking up could be the Chinese spine in your coffee cup. American researcher Christopher Balding said he uncovered evidence that China is devouring data collected through smart coffee machines made in the communist country. So long story short, these things are mass produced, and somewhere in there's some sort of recording device, either audio or video, and it's being transmitted back to mainland China to collect data for God knows what. And I tell you what, if you put a camera in my coffee cup, or my coffee maker here, I don't know what you're going to figure out. You know, with the turds I take in the morning, because I do it in the kitchen, of course, and I clean it up. It's just a miserable state of human being at 6 a.m. I don't know. I mean, but anyway, your thoughts on the potential that, Chinese are spying through us via coffee.
Well, my real take, which is almost more insane than my fake take, but my real take is like, we gotta start making shit in America again. Like, what do you expect? I mean, I don't know what information you're gonna find from. I mean, of course, it's to tap the whole house. Who knows who's gonna buy? The fact that it's a smart coffee maker means that you don't need a smart coffee maker. All your coffee maker needs to do is get scalding hot water through fucking dirty fucking grounds of just fucking plant matter. That's all it is. That's what coffee is. So anybody who buys an upper echelon smart coffee maker might have some sort of information worth stealing. That's all I can think of with this. And to thwart this, we need to start building shit in America again. That's my real take. My fake take is like, well, most Americans, if they're going to do their talking, are going to do it around the coffee maker. It's sometime in the morning, especially if you're at work at home, a high-end, CEO of some kind. And there's plenty of secrets to steal at that point. I don't put it past the Chinese, so I believe them. Alan.
I mean, yeah, no, I agree with you. I definitely don't put it past the Chinese. I mean, we do that shit? Did we manufacture stuff with like microphones in them and cameras and shit?
Yeah, but we did it like specifically targeted. Like we knew that like Chairman Z or whatever the fuck his name is like we're gonna send him this coffee maker as a president for the United States. Let's put a fucking microphone in it.
Yeah, I got you. Right. I mean, the other reason could just be like, I was watching a thing about how China's definitely going to fucking be our Chinese overlords in the next like 50 to 100 years. Probably not even that long, like 20 to 50. But they manufacture so much shit and sell so much shit that they're probably just picking up market data if we're being real about it. I mean, what are you getting from fucking, either of you jackwagons' coffee conversations? You know what I mean? Nothing.
It's like a it's like a Truman Show type experience.
Probably how you missed like half the fucking Celtics Warriors game.
Yeah.
Because of the podcast. Like, that's it. You're not really talking about anything.
Well,
another Jim Carrey classic, by the way. Just wanted to throw that in there.
Well, here's the thing, though. If it's a smart coffee maker, that means you probably have an app on your phone, which you set up that, like, okay, I'm up in the morning. I want my coffee made at this temperature for this, which means it's infiltrated your phone, which means it's infiltrated the rest of your data. Which means that they have all that, your photos, like your contact information, all that. So it's pretty ingenious because it's so innocuous. A coffee maker?
Yeah.
But you download I downloaded an app for a Hershey Park app today, for a Hershey Park map today. So like Hershey Park probably has all my fucking info now.
Yeah, well, they always did.
You'll get you'll get promos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll just get like free tickets and stuff. Or like, hey, it's Halloween weekend. All of our chocolate bars are dressed up Halloween themed. Things of that nature.
Tell them to kick in a lifetime supply of Mr. Good bars. Then I'll help you out.
It's Mars. It's not Hershey.
Oh, is it not?
Yeah. Bullshit. Mr. Good
It's
Bars.
Mars. I'm telling you, it's Mars. It's not Hershey. Are we doing this? Is this what we're doing?
Good bar. Hershey's chocolate.
Yeah.
Is it?
Hershey's.
Yeah, the Hershey Company. It was introduced in 1925. I was going to say, it comes in the bag with fucking regular ass Hershey's. It's definitely a fucking Hershey thing.
From what I remember of my Foods That Made America is that Mars wanted their chocolate to sell, so they bought their raw chocolate from Hershey, which is why they ended up being the second biggest producer. And then Hershey was like, hey, fuck you guys for trying to compete with us. We ain't selling you no more chocolate. You got to make your own now. And then they fucking dwindled and almost went out of business. They're like, hey, we're sorry, Mr. Milton. Can we please have your chocolate again?
Why don't you just buy Chinese chocolate? They're not spying on us. They're trusted allies.
Yeah.
It's probably yummy over there, too. It's like hitting a rice.
Oh, fun fact about Hershey chocolate is that when they were trying to make milk chocolate out of actual milk, not condensed milk, the milk was a little sour when they figured out the recipe, but it was so goddamn delicious that Milton was like, hey, man, I don't care what we did to spoil that milk. You spoil that shit again before you make the chocolate. That's our flavor. That's our taste. So they spoil their milk before they make their chocolate.
I dig it.
Yeah, I don't think it's really that bad.
Yeah. I feel like in talk about spoiling like a taste, there's something about Hershey's, just a Hershey bar or dark chocolate, followed up by soda.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. That shit's fucking delicious.
I think it's it was me and my brother had this thing when we worked together, and it was something crazy about, so we would drink an orange soda and a chocolate bar, but we would eat the chocolate bar and drink the orange soda, and it was somehow like unbelievably delicious. But I also think it's because fucking once you eat the chocolate bar, you've overloaded your tongue with sugar, so when you drink the soda, it's not as sweet because you've already got a lot of sugar in your mouth and shit, so it's already overloaded, and it gives this like nice like cut to the chocolate. the sweetness of the chocolate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm with you on this. I've loved doing this.
Yeah.
Well, you're throwing a little like wrench in my theory here, because like, again, same. I like it still works, but like Coca-Cola, which is Coca, it enhances the flavor of the Coke, because it's like you've already got that chocolatey Coca taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
And then you get the soda in your mouth, and it's Coca-Cola, and it's like, ooh, god damn, that's good. Chow chow.
I've never done it with a cola.
He says chow chow because it's an ode to the Chinese.
That's fair.
Shit. All right, folks. Well, just to take precaution, boil your water, put fucking coffee grounds in some sort of strainer, pour the water through that, collect it in some sort of thing. Don't buy coffee makers anymore.
Or just don't drink coffee. It's crap.
Well,
Trash.
Sorry. Check this out. Like, we were going camping, so we wanted coffee. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to buy a whole thing of coffee just to, like, make some coffee at the campground. Folgers makes, like, a tea bag filled with coffee grounds. All you do is put, like, boiling water in a mug, and then you just let that shit soak. That's the technology it takes to make coffee, is you literally just soak coffee grounds in water. Yeah. We've overcomplicated this industry.
Can you eat it? Can you like literally just chew coffee and get the caffeine out of it?
Yes.
That's pretty gnarly.
Yeah, it's not good,
listen. You were like, oh, we've made it complicated. I'm talking about like make it less complicated.
Okay, I know, but I still enjoy actually ingesting the drinkable form of it. I'm just saying, like, in order to concoct that potion, it's not really. It's not. You're not splitting the atom here. You're literally just like fusing the grounds into water. That's it.
Yeah.
Nothing more. I mean, cowboy coffee is you literally dump coffee grounds into boiling water, wait, stir it, and then just don't drink the cup to the bottom. That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard of that before. Then you take that and make a dip out of it. The bottom.
Doesn't seem unreasonable.
It's not unreasonable. Trying to wake up, herd some cattle, and then tell those cattle to get out in front of trains, get hit for the AV club.
Terrible.
The best part of waking up is telling the Chinese what is up.
Ooh, Boston's narrowed the gap, 62-74 when the third quarter dwindling. Alan, tell the kiddos and the kidettes where you can find the middle classholes.
Oh, kiddos and kidettes, you can find us on all of your favorite social media platforms. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter. We're at MDL Classholes. We're the Middle Classholes on Facebook and TikTok. And of course, you can always listen to us with your ear holes on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. And please don't forget to email us at our favorite mode of communication. It's tickleourtummies@gmail.com. Murr's shaking his head, which means we probably didn't get any emails. It's making us sad, folks. We really like emails because we like to take a week between answering your questions or comments. So please email us.
It's not instantaneous. That's okay, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, folks, hey, man, summer's halfway through. We're recording next week. And then after that, we're going to do a best of for the first half of the middle class hole. So if you have any best bits or favorite bits or moments that you'd like us to throw in there, hit us up at tickleourtummies.com or just, send us an old-fashioned message, Telegram. Send us a coffee maker.
You could just comment on like an Instagram video, be like this one.
Yeah,
we'll get it.
Yeah,
it's probably the only comment.
Best of first half, so look out for that. Otherwise, hey, take it easy. Love you, and yeah. Don't look at cows getting hit by trains.
Get home safely.
Yeah. Don't walk in front of train tracks. Good night.
I always seem to find myself late. Might be on as fuck. I'm still riding like a pup. I fell down, but my dick's still up.
I may need a hand when I'm just too drunk to stand. I don't need your sympathy, keep your judgment too. 'Cause you just give it a little pull, and my dick's strong like bull, ready to satisfy my woman whole night through. I get drunk most every day.